November 2nd, 1852, if it was remembered at all, might have been remembered here for the first time California got to participate in a presidential election. Sacramento on that night helped elect Franklin Pierce president. Might have been remembered for that, except for the very, very, very strong wind that day, that Tuesday, and for the wood and canvas buildings, and an oil lamp that was in Madame Lanos' shop of elegant hats and fine accoutrement right here at about 4th and J Streets. That lamp somehow tipped over or somehow set fire to the building, and those strong winds quickly raced the fire across the street and up along J Street, and that was just the beginning. The fire got an explosive boost when it swept through an immense horse market right about here. All that hay, all those wooden livery stables. The Sacramento Daily Union reports that the fire got no farther east than here at 9th and K Streets. Nor, the Union said, did the fire reach any further than this side of I Street because the wind was blowing so hard in the southeast direction. The Daily Alta California newspaper reports that about 2,500 buildings fell in that fire. Many of them were replaced, most of them by brick, and those brick buildings included often fire shutters. They're designed to close over the windows and deprive future fires of the oxygen they need. The Orleans Hotel here on 2nd Street is one prime example of buildings that fell in that fire. It was wood, and it was replaced almost with the same kind of facade out of brick. One of the few, if not the only buildings that survived that fire was the Lady Adams, named for the ship that brought these merchants here. It was specially built. It had multiple layers of tin and sand on the roof, and that somehow allowed this building to withstand that terrible fire. As the fire raced up here to Front Street, hundreds of people whose homes and businesses have been destroyed gathered along with their earthly possessions right here atop the levee to watch the fire. One of those people who might have been able to see the fire was Madame Lanos. Remember her? It was her shop where the fire started. She is reported to have been in San Francisco and might have been able to see the glow from as far away as that. Other people are reported to have seen the glow and mistaken it for the aurora borealis or fire of tule reeds in the valley marshlands. Despite Sacramento being the river city and bordered by two rivers, there was no way for the firefighters to get that water from the river and be able to deliver it to the fire. And the wind was just blowing so hard. The firefighters resorted in some cases to detonating powder kegs to destroy buildings in the path of the fire to minimize fuel for the fire. You history lovers know that Sacramento was not out of peril because 2 years later, the city suffered another fire, quite damaging, but not nearly as damaging as this 1852 fire known as the Great Conflagration.